Hey guys, it's Vi. Welcome back to my kitchen, and for the first time I'm doing something different. Usually when you're in here it's side dishes or main meals. Today we are actually making a dessert. We are making these frosty sherbet squares. So if this sounds like something that you'd like to see how it's prepared, stick with me and we'll get going. Alrighty, so now we have to get all our components together. So in here we have 3 tablespoons of sugar. We have 2 cups, and I put a little bit more. We're making whipping cream out of heavy whipping cream, sugar, and vanilla extract. That's what we're gonna be using. A teaspoon of this one, 2 cups of our whipping cream, 3 tablespoons of sugar. It's all gonna be going into our mixer eventually. Over here, I'm gonna move this over. We have coconut macaroons, and we are supposed to be having 14.5 ounces of these. And what we're gonna do is we're going to throw them in here to our, what I call the mini chop chop. It's a small food processor, and we're gonna make them smaller as part of the crust, as well as pecans. This particular recipe calls for walnuts, but I prefer pecans. You want a total of 1 cup chopped and divided. So we have 3/4 cup here, and we have a 1/4 cup here for later. These, like I said, are gonna be going through the baby chop chop and blitzing, so they're smaller pieces, kind of like this. It's gonna be part of our crust. And so some of these pieces are just too big for that. Then the last thing we have here are some different flavors of sherbet. Now you can choose any flavors, you can do all one at the same time, but we thought for flavors and for colors it would be more fun. So we have a raspberry flavored right here. We've got a rainbow sherbet right here. And the last one is an orange sherbet. As you notice, they say fat-free, but you know what? With everything else that we're adding on here, it's not gonna be very fat-free, but it's gonna taste really good. So the first thing we wanna do is we wanna get our whipping cream going. So we're gonna pour in our 2 cups of whipping cream into the KitchenAid mixer. Obviously, if you don't have one, don't worry, but you're gonna wanna mix this on high until soft peaks start forming. So you're going to pour that in there, get this turned on to high. All right, so as our whipping cream is whipping, we want to go ahead and turn these into pulverized stuff, and the same thing with the pecans. So I'm gonna run them through our food processor, and I will check back with you when all of that is done. Alrighty, and we are back. Here is what the whipping cream looks like currently. When you start seeing these little peaks, as you can see, it's stiffened up a little bit. When it looks like this, it's ready to do the next step. So we have sugar and we have our vanilla. We need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm actually going to turn this on to just like a 1, just so it's continuously stirring everything. We're gonna put 1 teaspoon here of vanilla. In we go, and it's gonna stir it for me. See, these standalone mixers are wonderful. The handheld are okay too, but honestly, this makes things so simple. Love having one of these. All right, so now we have vanilla in there. We're gonna go ahead, this is 3 tablespoons of sugar, and we're just going to slowly add it into the mixture and let this just continue to do its thing. Just like so. We're gonna let it stir it up probably for a couple minutes. As you can see over here as well, I just wanted to draw your attention here. We have our coconut macaroons, which went through the food processor, and I chopped these up even finer in our food processor as well. These are pecans. So as soon as everything is all mixed, I'll check right back in with you and we'll get started with assembling our ice cream cake. And we're back. Time to assemble, like I had said. So we have our half of the macaroons that have been pulverized through our food processor. They're gonna go here. This is a 9x13 pan glass, and I'm just gonna spread this out here so that it's even. So a nice little cookie crust, good cookie crumbles. Then we're gonna take half of our mixture that has our vanilla, sugar, and our whipping cream in here, and we're gonna just layer this right on top of the cookie mixture, just like this. And it's gonna go just like that. So we're gonna get half of this on here. And when I've got half of this on here, I'll check back in with you and I will show you what happens next. All right, now that we have our whipping cream all layered in here, we're gonna add our pecans and we're just going to sprinkle them all along the top, just like this. And then the real fun begins. We get to play with ice cream. Or sherbet, actually. It's not ice cream, I guess, technically. I'm gonna get these kind of spread out just a little bit. Just put a layer. No one's gonna see this one, so if it's not super even, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's all gonna taste fabulous no matter what you do, I bet. All right, so now that we have all of those in there, I am going to get this cleaned up, move some stuff over, and I will be right back with you guys. Alrighty, so now we get to layer all of our different sherbets. We have our rainbow, our raspberry, and our orange, and we're gonna go in a line. So we're gonna put rainbow here, then we're gonna go with raspberry, and then we're going to have an orange, and then you're going to repeat the rest of the way. I am by no means an expert when it comes to scooping ice cream or sherbet or any of this stuff, so this is gonna be interesting. You want your sherbets to be somewhat thawed, because if they're really hard, you're gonna have a heck of a time getting it out of here. Mine have been sitting on the counter for about 15 minutes, so they might be a little more soupy than should be, but maybe it'll just make it easier to get them out of the ice cream scoop. But let's see. I don't know how this is gonna go. Let's try this. I don't have the best ice cream scoop, so it's gonna have to do, folks. It's gonna have to do. Here we go. We're gonna do one more. And that's pretty much what we do for the rest of the thing. Like I said, you're gonna layer different ones all along. And as soon as I have that done, I will check in with you guys once again. Alrighty guys, and we're back. I am just taking the time to actually smash these down just a little bit because it's pretty high in our 9x13 and we still have to add in some whipping cream that we made and top it off with our pecans. So I'm just kind of taking the peaks and valleys out so that it's all, I don't know, kind of layered straight. It isn't going to stay soupy like this. We are going to be putting this into our freezer for an hour and a half or longer. So if you are doing this for a birthday, you can do it the day before or a few hours before the party and you should be just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish smoothing these out just really quickly. All right, and we're gonna be adding in the rest of our, I'm gonna put this over here. We're gonna be adding the rest of our whipping cream. So we're gonna go ahead and layer whipping cream on top of this, just like we did earlier on top of our cookie crumbs. This time we're just doing it right on top of our sherbet. Okay, and the very last step before we put this into our freezer, we need to sprinkle the rest of our macaroons and then top with our pecans. So just like before, we're gonna sprinkle it all on the top. This is like your ending crust. This one kind of does matter because people are going to see this one, so you're not going to want to be as sloppy. If you kind of threw the other one together, you're going to want to take a little bit more time because this is what people are going to see. So we're just going to sprinkle it all on top just like so, and as soon as all of these are on here, I will check back in with you 1 second more to show you putting on the pecans. Alrighty folks, all of the cookie crumbs have been added and we are on to adding our pecans chopped. There we go, and we're just going to sprinkle it on just like we did with the cookie mixture all over the top. Try to get everything as even as possible. Like I said before, this is what people are going to see, so you're going to want to make it look very nice for presentation purposes. And as soon as we get all of the nuts on top, this is going to go into the freezer for the next 1.5 hours or longer. 10 minutes before you want to serve it, you're going to want to take it out, set it on the counter, and let it thaw just a little bit so that it's soft enough that you can cut it. So don't worry if you over melted your sherbet, because by the time it comes out, it's going to be back to its harder state. So there we have everything, and it's ready to go into the freezer. So later today, I will have to take at least a picture for you guys to see what it looks like when it comes out of the freezer. My daughter is having her birthday party, so it's going to be a busy house here. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me today in my kitchen, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget, I want you to stand up tall, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside. Bye guys.